Welcome to Comic Movie 10, where you get insight into everything comic book movies and television related in 10 minutes or less. I'm Joe Kane.
And I'm Dan Kane. No relation. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and share and keep up with us at hecklerkane.com.
On this episode of Comic Movie 10, we're going to be talking about who might die in Infinity War.
We have an interesting theory on how we can kind of tell who can die, who might die, and who won't die. And a big thing of this theory was going onto IMDB and looking up the project for Infinity War, and then looking up the Untitled Avengers
Fourth movie.
Yeah. Under our premise, we're saying if the people are already signed on for the fourth movie,
they made it through the third one.
They made it through the third one. So we did compare the lists between the two, and we're going to go down the list, and we're going to read you all the people who are not already signed on and put into IMDb for the fourth
Infinity
installment.
Yeah, Tom Holland,
Spider-Man, and okay, so running down this list, we're going to go over each individual.
Yeah, I mean it's very easy to think that Spider-Man's just not in the fourth Avengers movie.
There's a good possibility that he won't be,
and it's just that simple.
He's not going to get killed off because we know he's already got another movie coming.
He's got another movie coming,
yeah,
and he's got a long story ahead of him from being a high school kid,
exactly.
So that's not something that's going to happen.
That's number one. It's not going to be Tom Holland. Here's an interesting one that we thought of, and who is not on both lists, is Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? The Hulk.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
I mean, but here's the thing. How?
Well, listen, Thanos, as far as powers go, he can snap his fingers and he can wipe out an entire galaxy.
Right.
At the snap of his fingers. And that's from the comics. They've already kind of set that up in this, that's kind of the immense power that this guy has.
Right.
And if you have a green Hulk machine coming at you that's unstoppable,
you're going to use what powers you have.
I think so.
I mean, in the first Avengers, he says that he tried. He put a gun in his mouth, pulled it, and the other guy spit the bullet out.
Yeah, which I think is a great line.
But I guess if you can make part of the world disappear, you can make whoever you want disappear.
Yeah.
So that would be a big character.
Number one choice that we think could go down is the Hulk. Now the other one is Paul Bettany, who is playing Vision. Sorry, Paul Bettany is playing Vision. He's not on both lists,
right?
And there's been big sayings and big stirs around the fact that he has one of the Soul Stones that Thanos wants embedded in his head.
Yeah.
So there's a whole story about Shuri from Black Panther is trying to invent a way or figure out a way to save him from or being able to remove the Soul Stone, not the Soul Stone, the stone from his head.
Right.
We don't know if that's possible. So he is a good character, a good candidate for someone to be killed off. They've created an emotional tie, which you can obviously see from the trailers, with Scarlet Witch and Vision. So now there's an emotional reason that they could be pulling somebody out.
Right.
The other next characters that are not on both lists. Klementieff, and if I've pronounced your name wrong, I apologize. She's the woman playing Mantis.
Yeah.
And Mantis is a secondary character for the most part, but she is an important part of the Guardians at this point now.
Right.
So it would be emotional to see her go, but she is definitely expendable, and she's not on both lists.
Right. Well, I'm going to go a step further and name a couple people here.
Okay.
All right. So we have Zoey Saldana, Chris Pratt, and Bradley Cooper, who are not on the list. Now, it's very... Yeah, of course, half the team could be wiped out in one shot, but it's also very believable, and I believe that it's just as simple as the Guardians aren't all there in this second movie.
It's a good possibility.
You know what I mean?
Although we got to say, Drax is signed on for the next movie, and he's in the IMDb to be in the next movie, which was a big a point of contention that everyone thought he would be the guy that would get killed off first.
Right. I'd prefer him over the other three.
Yes, but he's already signed on to IMDb as being in that.
And when I say prefer him, I mean I'd prefer him get killed than the other three.
Yeah, no. I understood. I hope
Okay.
everybody listening understands.
Yeah, I like Drax, but
Sometimes it's hard to understand you. So
I know. Benedict Cumberbatch.
yeah, Doctor Strange. I can't really see them killing off Doctor Strange. I know that they're already working on another movie. So let's just go down real quickly. We got Spider-Man. We got Doctor Strange. Who are all have their own movies, and Antman. They're not on the crossover.
Right.
However, they all have their own movies that are slated to be coming out. So
right. Ant-Man's coming out.
We can take them out.
2 months.
Yeah, 2 months after.
2 months after. So I don't think that Ant-Man is getting killed off.
Correct.
Anthony Mackie, Falcon,
was
not on that list. There's a character that I really like.
Yeah, you know what? Anthony Mackie's character of Sam in the movies, he can be expendable. He would not affect the storyline where it would be so dramatic, but he's a character that we like.
He can be, and I would have liked to see they could have done a Captain America and Falcon movie.
Yeah,
like in
absolutely.
the comics, but
in the comics, Falcon does take up the mantle of Captain America. So
Right.
I mean, following that, but MCU has not necessarily followed the comics to the point where it's any of that has actually mattered.
very true.
Yeah. Don Cheadle. He's almost died many a times in the MCU. He's got legs that aren't functioning.
Right.
He's a good emotional story tie, but do I think that's going to be the one?
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't think so.
Because he's, they've already played on the emotional card that he's lost his legs because of not lost the legs, but lost the use of his legs,
Right.
because of the accident and because of Civil War. So
Yeah. So he already did that, and you're gonna go kill the poor guy.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
No, I don't see that happening.
There's a couple of characters here that we have that we're kind of scratching our heads and we're going, if we lost them, it wouldn't be a big deal, and I don't think there's an emotional tie. So losing some of these characters that we're gonna kind of ramble off right now. It could happen, but I don't think it's necessary, and I don't think it would be emotional enough for the audience to have an impact on.
Right.
That would be Idris Elba's character Hemdall.
Right.
He's a good character. He's been in all of the movies, all the Thor movies, and he's been around. But I don't think he's going to be headhunted, because if he died, wouldn't matter.
They're looking for more of an impact.
Yeah, Latita Wright, who's playing Shuri, is one of the questionable characters. Again, same ordeal as losing Shuri would be emotional, but Heimdall, Shuri, they're kind of middle of the road characters, so sort of also in the frame of Rhodey. Also, losing them would be emotional, but it's not something that would be impactful. And I think that because of the nature of this, it's got to be something that's going to be impactful to the whole series and really change what's going on.
Right. So one person that was on this list that could be impactful could also make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
But it's been a major character.
Yeah. And this is kind of our number one pick of who we think is going to be killed off in this movie.
Loki.
Yeah.
I've gotten the feeling, I watched the trailer,
Yes.
and there was a scene that it looked like Thor actually might be getting attacked
emotional.
or killed, but more emotional.
Yeah.
And to me, it seemed like
Thanos is holding his head, and there was speculation that he's crushing his head. But I feel it's more like he's taking his head. Watch this.
Right.
As he destroys his brother.
Right. I kind of got that feeling, and he's somebody that I think really could end up going.
And throughout the trailers, also trying to pull clues from the trailers. Now, obviously, we're just speculating at this point.
Of course.
Pulling clues from this trailer, we're saying that the only scenes that you see Loki in is those scenes on the ship where the ship is in complete disarray and where he's handing Thanos the Tesseract,
right,
which is one of the stones in the Tesseract.
Which could be to save himself, but also could be the last thing that he's needed for.
Yeah, so I'm kind of feeling like that's the way that they're going to go on this.
Which would have an emotional impact because of his tie to Thor. Like I said, a lot of people aren't going to lose sleep over Loki going.
Yeah, but you know what? I think he's become a beloved character, even though he's a villain. You know, he's somebody that everybody looks at and goes, okay, well, there's Loki, Loki.
I think it's just he becomes such a big part of this
Oh,
universe.
sure.
Of the universe.
Let us know if we missed anything. Let us know if we hit anything on the head. And after this movie is out, let's see what happens and see if we were right.
We love bringing you these episodes, and we need your help to keep them coming.
Please don't forget to share and subscribe, and keep up with us at hecklerkane.com.